Hey, how's it going, my wolf pack? It's Wolfmaster here, and I'm back for another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. Like I promised in my last video, I said I would show you guys my Palemoon deck, and that is exactly what I have right here. Before I begin, I mentioned this before in previous videos. I've said, this deck doesn't have any stride units. I've been meaning to get them, but, where I get my cards, Fighters collection is, always, sold out and stuff. But, yeah, if I were going to put strides in this deck, I would put in 4 of the, that Clifford card, the one that lets you call out a card from the soul when it hits. I guess 1 Atmos, 1 Blizza. Nah, scratch that. 2 Atmos and 2 Blizza. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the new Palemoon stuff that's coming out. I may not know, what it does yet, but, it looks pretty cool. The stuff that's coming out in the Cardfight Vanguard Gear Crisis series. Yeah. Sorry. If I keep talking about that, this is going to be a really, really long video. But yeah. This is a Palemoon Legion deck, and the name of this deck is Phantom Masquerade because I call it that because, it's the units, they, appear and then disappear like a phantom. And I call, the soul, the masquerade party. I mean, it sounded better. I kind of explained it in my top 10 favorite clan video. Yeah, let's get into it. So, first off, my starter is Girl Who Crossed the Gap with her ability. Sorry about that. There's a train track right by my house. This card's ability is that you can place it from the rearguard circle into the soul by counterblasting 1, and then you choose a Palemoon card from the soul, and then you call it to the rearguard. So yeah, it's pretty good. Because this isn't a Silverthorn deck. I like Silverthorns, but they were a bit expensive for me. Plus, I like the Legion a lot. Next up, 4 critical triggers. Dynamite Juggler. 4 Poison Juggler. Another critical trigger. You can put this card into the soul and then choose a Palemoon unit, and it gets 3,000 until the end of the turn. 4 draw triggers. For Rainbow Magician, this card's ability is that when it boosts an attack that hits, you can soul charge and then return this card to the deck. And lastly, 4 Candy Clowns, which is the heal trigger. Because it's so delicious to heal. Okay, next up for the grade 1s. 4 Hades Hypnotist, which is the perfect guard of the deck. 4 Midnight Bunny. With this card's ability, when it boosts an attack that hits, then you can counterblast 1, send it to the soul, and then call out another unit from the soul besides this one. Next up, 3 Skull Juggler. With its ability, when it's placed onto the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, you can soul charge, and that helps considering that's what the deck is about, soul charging and getting units out onto the field. And lastly, for my grade 1s, 3 Purple Trapezist. With this card's ability, when it's placed onto the Rearguard circle, you choose one of your Rearguards and you send it to the soul, and you can call out another unit besides besides purple trapezist. Okay, next up for my grade 2's 4 Nitro Juggler. This card is pretty much the grade 2 version of Skull Juggler. Not much to say about that. Next up for the Legion Mate, which is Barking Sky Tiger. With its ability, when one of your units is placed onto the rearguard circle from your soul, and your Vanguard is in Legion, this card gets 3,000 power until the end of the turn, so it's pretty good. And next up, lastly for the grade 2s is 3 Barking Cerberus. I mainly have him in here just because, like, I needed a little extra muscle in this deck. You know, he's just a regular 10k vanilla. Alright, next up are finally the grade 3s of the deck. 4 Miracle Pop Ava. This card is a break ride. And first of all, like, its ability other than its break ride is that when it's in the Vanguard circle and it attacks the Vanguard, you soul charge 1 and it gets 1,000 power until the end of the battle. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And its break ride ability is that when you ride another palemoon unit on top of it, that unit gets 10,000 power. And this turn, when it attacks, you can choose up to 2 of your palemoon rearguards, put them into the soul, and then call out 2 units from the soul onto the rearguard. So basically, if you had 2 units that are like resting, and you had the break ride ability, you could return them to the field standing if you wanted to. And lastly, the boss card of the deck is 4 Cracking Beast Tamer. This card is the Legion of Barking Sky Tiger. And its ability is that when this unit Legion, you can counterblast 2 and soul charge 2, and then choose up to 3 cards from the soul, and then call them to the rear guard. So that's pretty good, and it has the ability where when a unit is placed onto the rear guard circle from the soul, this card gets 3,000 power until the end of the turn. So it's kind of like the Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Lukier, but, you know, like, it has like 1,000 more power, and it's a lot less expensive, for one thing. But, yeah, that is my current Palemoon deck, the Phantom Masquerade. Masquerade. Something on parade. Masquerade. Yeah, I don't remember that song. But, yeah, like, be sure to, leave a comment on, like, what you think of this deck, how would you, like, play it, like, what units would you put in here? Like I said, I am planning to change this deck once the trial deck comes out. Like, I want to, you know, keep in touch with, like, the new. But, yeah, like, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. To become a member of the Wolfpack today for more Vanguard videos. Yeah, in my next video, like, lucky for me, I have more decks I can show. Like, I just updated my Murakumo deck. I updated my my Revengers, and I just finished my Cosmic Hero Dimension Police deck. So if you want to see any of those, Like, you know what to do. Like, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry for repeating myself so much. But, yeah, be sure to break ride, Legion Mate, and stride that like button, because all that stuff is just great for the Vanguard. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Ow!